Hi everyone, welcome to United Way Fox City's 2020 Community Campaign Kickoff. I'm Peter Kelly, President and CEO of United Way Fox Cities. My thanks to all of you for this incredible turnout at our first ever live stream kickoff event. First and foremost, I need to thank Dave Voss and Myron Construction for sponsoring today's kickoff. Dave, we'll hear from you in a moment, but thank you and your team at Myron for supporting our work in this event. I also want to thank Fox Valley Technical College for setting the tone with some great music to start us off. Rayon Brown, you're the best. Thank you. We're not under a tent together as we're accustomed to, but we are all together in the spirit today for the same reason. We care. Even though our kickoff looks and feels differently, you can still participate virtually. Whether you're tuning in on YouTube or Facebook Live, be sure to stay connected in the comments section throughout the program. Let us know why you're here. Tell us where you're watching from, what company you're representing, or why you're choosing to live united. Let us know you're excited and ready to rally for our community. Stay tuned for opportunities to chime in later with our campaign co-chairs, who you'll soon meet. All of us are living through a Sentinel event, something we've never experienced before. Now, more than ever, we're committed to fighting for the health, education, and financial stability of everyone. We were here for the community prior to the pandemic, we're here now, and with your support, we will be here long into the future. Today, you'll learn about how some of our work has recently evolved in response to the pandemic. You'll also hear about how we continue to support nearly 100 different programs, grants, and initiatives. Our support for our nonprofit partners is steadfast. They are essential to our thriving community. Many of our partners are struggling to bear the changes that COVID-19 has caused. In a few minutes, you'll meet some of the leaders from our community partners who are committed to working together to build a stronger, more caring community for everyone. You'll also hear from Nicole Mertis, Emerging Leaders Chair, and Dave Voss, Leadership Giving Chair. We're excited to show you this year's sweepstakes card, and keep your dancing shoes on because you just might get an opportunity to come together and tap your toes again. Thanks again to all of you for joining us today. At this time, I'd like to introduce President and CEO of Myron Construction, Dave Voss.
Thank you, Peter. Boy, he always does such an awesome job, doesn't he? Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Voss, President and CEO at Myron Construction, and I also serve as Leadership Giving Chair for United Way Fox Cities. I'd like to welcome all of you to the 2020 United Way Campaign Kickoff today, and Myron is very proud to sponsor this event. Welcome to everyone joining. Over 500 people today. And I thought last year was huge. We set an attendance record at last year's campaign at Myron under the big top, and certainly setting another one today, this year, with over 500. Almost double from last year. We are here today because we care. We are grateful for the community that we live in. You know, I grew up in the Fox Cities, and I feel so blessed to live in a wonderful place, to live, work, and raise a family, and run a great business. This is a thriving community with a very, very strong economic base. It's important that we make the building blocks of a strong life available to everyone in our community. We are in this together, and together we are stronger than ever. This campaign may be the most important yet. As we see the world change, we know that people's needs have become greater than ever. This year, we are grateful to have two incredible co-chairs for this year's campaign. I mean, they are awesome. Let me introduce them to you. I'd like to introduce Kim Underhill, Group President of Kimberly Clark Corporation of North America, and Becky Tucksher, Group President of ITW Welding North America. Kim and Becky, let's get it started.
Thank you, Dave, and welcome everybody. We are super grateful to be here and excited that you could join us. You know, United Way this year is going to be more important, as you heard from Dave, in these really challenging times and all of the things that are going on in our world. This is a time for us to do great things. You know, United Way has been serving our community for 75 years, and I would be proud to say that Kimberly Clark has been a key partner in all of that. You know, we serve over 900 babies every month through our diaper bank, and since 2011, we've been able to give over 3 million diapers and help 23,000 babies really thrive in our community. Super proud of that. Over to you, Becky.
Thanks, Kim, and we're trying to figure out how to work through all this masking stuff, so you might find one of us with it up, down, but we're trying to make that happen in this environment. Again, we'd love to be doing this today in person, but one of the things that I think is really neat about this is the expanded reach, as Dave just touched on, that we've been able to get to through this live virtual format. And for that, a couple things, shout outs I want to do is to Myron. I want to say thank you to Dave and all of the team there for sponsoring this kickoff event. Thank you, Dave. And also, I want to call out Image Studios, because they are what's making this happen for us today in this virtual context. So without them, I think we'd be a little lost, Kim.
We would.
So thank you. A couple things that I want to just talk about is I work at Miller Electric, and what I want to share with you a little bit is our look at what we call our culture of caring. And one of the things that I want to highlight is that United Way is really one of the cornerstones of that culture. One of the things, just to, you talked about the commitment that Kimberly Clark has had. Miller is the second largest contributor to the United Way Fox Cities campaign, and we do that through over 80% of our teammates, both giving financially and volunteering in the community at such places as the Diaper Bank, Harbor House, Pillars, just to name a few. And the other thing, those are, again, but a few that touch 1 in 3 people in the Fox cities. And we're going to learn more about that as we spend the next hour or so here. All of us have experienced changes as a result of COVID-19. We all know someone who's needed to get help, or we've lent a hand. And quite honestly, that's what United Way does best. And so what we're going to do is step back and take a look at a video to see the big picture impact that United Way has on our communities. And again, I want to thank Image Studios for putting this video together for it. While we're watching the video, what I'd ask of you is start typing in, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, why you live United.
The world we once knew is gone. Just like that. Everything is different. Our lives have changed not because we are afraid, but because we care. What remains the same? Our need for health, financial stability, to love and be loved. Now more than ever, United Way creates solutions to community challenges. We care for the children of our healthcare heroes, first responders, and essential workers. We connect our friends and neighbors with food and basic necessities. We care for vulnerable people. Now more than ever, we bring people together. We are a listening ear for people in crisis and as they rebuild their lives. Today, we have new ways to serve our community, to keep people safe and unite like never before. Now more than ever, we transform lives, providing healing, dignity, and hope. We all need to be part of the solution. Show you care. When we're in it together, we are stronger than ever. Give, advocate, volunteer. Live united.
Great. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. I think, what's interesting for me is when you see it and you touch it, it's amazing how far and how broad that United Way serves, not only mental health, domestic abuse, and all across all of the societal barriers that we have within here. I've had a personal experience on Harbor House. Last year, I had a chance to take my leadership team to Harbor House, and to be honest with you, I didn't know much about it. I'd heard about it, had people talk about it, but we went for a field trip. And we had a chance to tour a wonderful facility where as you walk the halls and you talk to people, you realize that not everybody is as lucky as some of us. And the fact that these folks that actually arrive at the Harbor House are not necessarily because of economic situations, it's because they didn't feel safe in their homes. And I can't imagine going through life where you wouldn't feel safe in your own home environment. So getting out and really touching those particular areas has really been very impactful to me. How about for you, Becky?
One of the things, maybe before I share my why I live United, is I want to just shout out to a couple of things that we're seeing on the screen here. I'm seeing people, someone from Combined Locks, so that's great to see. I also, on here, shout out for reimagining the campaign this year, and that's absolutely, there are so many things that are being reimagined. So it's just kind of fun to see the comments that are rolling in here. But with that, what I'm going to share then, Kim, is why I live United.
Now I'm going to check out the comments.
Okay, go for it. What are you seeing?
You keep
okay,
going.
you'll get it.
I'm
okay.
watching them now. They're awesome.
So here's why I live United. When I started my career, a few decades ago, let's say, there was a campaign co-chair that year that was very charismatic and motivational. And it's someone that you may know, a football coach by the name of Lou Holtz. And what I would tell you is that he was the spark that lit my fire for United Way. But what's really happened over the, now fast forward decades later, what my continued and sustaining involvement and advocacy for United Way has been about is the ability to see the impact that the different programs have on individuals' lives. And one thing that I want to share, and Kim, you were with us last year when we went to the diaper bank. And just a quick share I'm going to give to you is while we were working on packaging those diapers, the individual who was driving the tow motor came up to one of the members of our group and shared that just the previous year, he had been one individual who had been receiving those diapers. And now a year later, he was working and had a job. So again, it's that one story at a time that makes a difference. And what I really look at and think about from a United Way perspective is it's really the connection point that brings all those stories together that really makes a vibrant community. And that's why I live United.
Oh, I could just give you a hug. Virtual hug there. It's really amazing. And when you see some of the comments that are coming through here, it is all about what we can do to help one individual, one family, one person at a time. And when we do that collectively together, then our community gets stronger.
And what we're going to tee up next is another video, but what I also want you to think about is, how can you be the spark that causes somebody to light their fire to live United? So think about that while you're watching this next video. And Peter's going to introduce us to how United Way really had to shift earlier this year and how we responded to what was going on in our community relative to COVID-19.
Thank you, Becky. At this time, I'd like to tell you how we at United Way Fox Cities adapted quickly to the changes posed by the pandemic. We did this by forging new partnerships and leveraged existing ones to respond to both emerging and increasing community needs. On March 16th, United Way's 2-on-1 information and referral service was activated by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services to respond to pandemic-related calls. On March 17th, United Way convened the Community Solutions Team to begin to identify barriers and implement solutions for meeting the basic health and safety needs of vulnerable populations and to lessen the socioeconomic impacts of the pandemic. This team is made up of nearly 170 individuals representing over 80 local organizations. Also on March 17th, United Way and the Community Foundation for the Fox Valley region established the COVID-19 Community Response Fund, starting with $50,000 gifts from each organization. To date, the fund has raised over $1.5 million and awarded more than $1 million in grants to more than 80 local nonprofit organizations. In 2019, 910 babies each month stayed clean, healthy, and dry because of United Way Fox City's Diaper Bank. During COVID-19, diaper distributions continued uninterrupted, providing nearly 120,000 diapers in the last 4 months. On March 30th, United Way's school-based mental health program called PATH began to offer teletherapy sessions for local students struggling with mental health issues. About 200 youth gain access to school-based mental health through PATH every year. In 2019, 12,638 conversations with 211 connected people to help when they needed it most. During the last half of March, 211 experienced a 280% call volume increase compared to the first half of March. Thanks to the involvement from the Community Solutions team, United Way launched the Give Help Get Help Hub. This new website provides a one-stop shop for those needing resources and those who can offer resources. One of the most visited pages on this site lists services for people seeking mental health care. In 2019, 13,875 children and adults found hope through mental health services provided by United Way Fox City's funded partners. To date, the Give Help Get Help Hub has had over 17,500 page views. On May 26th, the moratorium on evictions ended in Wisconsin. From May 17th through May 31st, the number one reason people called 211 was to find out information on the Wisconsin Rental Assistance Program. Last year, over 1,900 people were sheltered from homelessness and abuse through United Way funded programs. As of June, healthcare remains one of the top reasons people call United Way's 211. Since mid-March, 60% of those calls were explicitly COVID-19 related. In 2019, more than 14,000 children and adults received help and healing from United Way funded medical and dental care. United Way continues to support nonprofit partners as they reimagine their services to meet the needs of the community in the areas of mental health counseling, childcare, housing, and more. The work of the Community Response Fund, Community Solutions Team, United Way 211, and the Give Help Get Help Hub continue to positively impact this community. Today, we begin to look forward to achieving a successful 2020 community campaign to continue to impact 1 in 3 people in the Fox Cities.
Well, thank you, Peter, for that fantastic video, and a big shout out to the United Way and the United Way team for doing fantastic work through the COVID-19 crisis. I mean, talk about coming together as a community. Every gift matters, and we can really see that working. So I'm going to go check out. I'm on Facebook. I think Becky's on YouTube. So let's see what some of our listeners have to say today. I see one from Joe Mothy. I live united because when everyone in our community has a chance at success, it lifts every one of us up. Becky? What do you got out there?
Yeah, and I've got one here from Jane France. I'm just going to say, I live united to keep this area one of the best places to live in the whole country. And I think that's really important to think about right now with so much going on in our communities and country, that the United Way campaign is a great opportunity for us to have a really positive effect on our community. Got any more there?
I do. I have another one. I live united because, it disappeared. We're so much stronger than there is when everyone's together and we can make a real difference.
I'm going to have one more shout out here, and this is from Amanda Rowe at Miller. It's like, I live united because at any time a person's life can change.
Oh, fantastic.
So with that, what we're going to do now is check out a few of the partners that we work with. You know, we talked about them a little bit here, but what I'm going to do at this point in time is turn it over to Peter, and he's going to introduce us to really the ways some of our partners really make an impact and make this a wonderful place to live.
United Way partners with 38 nonprofit organizations. Together, we fight for the health, education, and financial stability for everyone. Our focus on mental health is not new, but we recognize the current circumstances is causing increased stress, anxiety, even depression for many of us. I'm pleased to introduce Maren Peterson, Executive Director of NAMI Fox Valley, to tell you how they support and empower those affected by mental illness.
United Way has been invaluable for me as a leader of NAMI Fox Valley, along with the financial support, which of course is important. United Way also provides support in developing best practices for tracking outcomes, making sure our programs are as effective as they can possibly be and we're having the most success that we can. United Way also provides connections and identifies synergies within the nonprofit community. There are many different nonprofits, obviously, with whom United Way works, and the relationships that I've been able to form with other partner agency leaders as a United Way partner agency have really helped me and helped NAMI. COVID-19 has affected all of our operations. We made the very difficult decision in mid-March to suspend in-person programming. So our in-person programs stopped on the 16th of March and are suspended indefinitely. But at the same time as we knew that we had to do that to protect the safety of others, we also had to continue to provide mental health support at this time to all the people who we knew would need it now more than ever. So we very quickly, thankfully, were able to pivot into virtual programming. And we were able to offer virtual support groups starting in the first week of April, and are now offering over 30 support groups a month for individuals and for family members of people who are struggling with mental health conditions. It's been a really wonderful and gratifying thing to see how well those support groups are going. We also have started to offer educational opportunities, mental health education, online, and our warm line by phone is operating 24/7 to provide peer support to people who are struggling. Without the funding provided by United Way, which is consistent funding that we receive every month, we would not have had the same ability to be nimble and adapt as quickly when the need for virtual programming arose. Every day, United Way is making a difference in the lives of thousands of people that we serve and others within the community.
One of United Way Fox City's organizational goals is that individuals and families are financially stable. With the outbreak of COVID-19, many people are finding themselves in need, some for the first time. We're proud to partner with Fisk to help in this area. They counsel families on a variety of financial matters, including foreclosure or delinquent mortgages, credit scores, and student loans. Let's take a moment to learn more from Terry Horner, Consumer Credit and Housing Counselor at Fisk.
United Way has always brought to Fisk collaboration with all of the other agencies. They have offered us security as far as our funding went. It allowed us to meet with clients who we normally would not have been able to meet with because they didn't have the funds to pay for our services. Nobody is ever turned down because of their inability to pay, and because of United Way, we're able to offer this service. We were very fortunate at Fisk when COVID started. We had already started with our virtual counseling. So we just had to accelerate the pace on our virtual counseling, and now we offer virtual counseling, email counseling, telephone counseling, and we do still offer some face-to-face, but it is done at a social distance. Fox City's United Way helped us make the adaptation by allowing us to collaborate with other agencies through their 211. They made sure the other agencies were aware of the services that we were able to offer and continuously supported us through the pandemic.
Housing and shelter has been the #1 reason people call 211. COVID-19 has only exacerbated this need in our community. Reduced hours, layoffs, and furloughs have made it extremely difficult for many people to pay rent on time. That's why we are grateful for partners like Pillars. From homelessness to coming home, Pillars provide shelter, support, and solutions to address the housing needs in our community. Joe Mothy, Executive Director of Pillars, will tell you more about how they are making sure people have a roof over their head and a place to call home during this difficult time.
I've always thought United Way has probably got the best sense of, or the best pulse on the whole community. What our needs are, what our resources are, and how we match all of that up, as well as the gaps and how we strategically pull all of that together. So an association with United Way means, I think, an expectation of high quality work, but it also puts you into a bigger picture. It puts you into a community strategy that makes you bigger than you are yourself. COVID has been a big change for us. Especially homeless shelters are built to do a lot of things. They're built to be efficient. They're built to be able to provide as much service as we can. They are not by themselves built to keep people distance and to give you the healthy environment that comes with that. So we had to make some pretty big changes with COVID to make sure that we achieved more distance between people, that we were able to get people in a safe spot, and that we were kind of preserving our ability to continue to serve for as long as this pandemic lasted for us. When we decided to adapt by moving people out of a shelter setting and into a hotel setting, knowing that that put four walls around people and gave us better distancing and better ability to isolate and quarantine when necessary, there were a few concerns around that were operational of how are we going to pull that off, but the big concern was one that was financial of can we have the resources to do that. So the community responded, United Way responded in a great way to allow us to do that. Then the operational part of that became secondary. So that was really one of our concerns, and the other one was, how long is this going to last? When we went in, we put, I think, a 30-day solution in place. That now was 3 months ago, and we're still kind of in one degree or another working that solution. So that was maybe the hardest one, was the unknown of what is this and how long will it last. One of my favorite COVID client stories was on the day we were moving from the hotel back to shelter. As I walked up to the hotel that morning, July 1st, getting ready to help with our process for moving back, I saw a lady sitting outside the hotel, and I recognized her because I helped check her into the hotel 80 days earlier. I said, "Are you ready for the move back?" And she said, No, I'm not going back to the shelter. I said, "Well, what's going on?" She said, "Well, since I've been here, I continued to work, I saved my money, and I'm moving into my own apartment today." And that's as good a story as we get. And she really took what could have been a circumstance that could have derailed her, and she turned it into a positive and accomplished exactly what she was hoping to get as well. That's what we do. We provide stability. We talk about, more than we talk about homelessness, we talk about housing instability, right? And we know that somebody in that kind of environment has to focus first on stabilizing and then focus on all of those other things that allow you to progress and proceed and succeed. So when that comes to us as an agency, it's the same. So when we get destabilized as an agency, what do? You stop looking forward and you start focusing on the here and now, and that's necessary, but that doesn't allow us to fulfill our mission or our vision in the greatest way. So when somebody comes in, like United Way, and says, what can we do? And how can we stabilize? And how can we support you? And how can we make sure that you can do what your mission says to do and not have to worry about the things of just today or tomorrow? So that stability that United Way gave us allowed us to stay mission focused. It allowed us to look forward. It allowed us to be hopeful. It allowed us to be innovative. It allowed us to do the job we needed to do in the time, in the way it needed to be done now, to do what the community needs. So that stability just undergirds everything we were able to contribute in the last 4 months.
COVID-19 is affecting all of us, but it's important to recognize the impact it's had on children, our future generation of leaders. With school closures and programs unable to meet in person, many children lost important connections to adults that provide them with protection, stability, and growth opportunities. I'm excited for you to hear from Lindsay Fenlon, Chief Executive Officer of Big Brothers Big Sisters, about how they never lost sight of the need to connect youth in meaningful mentor relationships.
So at Big Brothers Big Sisters, our mission is making sure that we can connect kids with a caring adult in the form of mentorship, giving people just another person in their corner. When COVID hit, so many of our matches met in person with their big brother or big sister that we were really worried the social distancing would mean social isolation. And so we had to make sure that we could take everything that we'd been doing in person, in school, and turn it virtual. It required us, all of our staff, to pivot pretty quickly. We had 350 matches at the time, and we had to make sure we could get permission and we could connect with families. They had technology and resources that we were able to take what had been an in-person relationship and turn it to technology. Honestly, our biggest concern when COVID hit was that our kids were going to be even more isolated. And I think probably around May, even adults were feeling it, right? We were connecting with people through the computer, but it wasn't the same as having someone in person give you a hug or ask you how you're doing, or just being able to read the nuances of body language. So our biggest concern really has been, how do we keep kids connected? Our hashtag as an agency is that we're bigger together. But when we can't be together, how do we make sure we're filling in the gaps? And so our focus has been on anything and everything we can do to get creative and make sure that the social distancing and the boundaries, and for a lot of our families, the lack of financial stability or uncertainty of what's happening within their own world, that doesn't hinder our kids' ability to stay connected. United Way Fox Cities allows a platform for stability and messaging that we couldn't do on our own, right? So our hashtag is We Are Bigger Together. And that's our Big Brothers Big Sisters hashtag, but I think it applies to United Way Fox Cities. So all of the resources, both financially, but also collaboration with other nonprofits and other companies, we could be all fighting this individually, but we're not. There's a collective unit, and that inherently makes just the fabric of our community stronger.
Our little brother Lucas, we've been matched since May of 2017. So we just hit 3 years.
Lucas has brought a lot of differentiation to our family. His life has been a little bit different than our life. We've been able to really bring him into our life with new experiences, and he's been able to bring new experiences to his life as well. So
I think our biggest concern was just that we wouldn't be seeing him in person. Our relationship is really getting out and doing things. Like we love to be outdoors if we can be and be adventurous, but also we do have him at the house a lot, and we work on homework and we work on making meals or just watching movies. So I think the biggest thing was just not being able to see him in person. But thankfully for technology, we could stay in touch.
Big thing was phone. We did do some FaceTime. We have the technology to do that, both him and us, thankfully. The social media stuff as well was actually a benefit from that perspective there too.
It was exciting. We grabbed a pizza because that is probably our favorite thing to eat together is pizza. We grabbed a pizza and we hung out outside on the patio. And it was great to see him. I think he grew about 2 feet since we had seen him. And we were excited.
Our littles, our children, even us adults, we're pulled from a lot of our peers, our teachers, our colleagues and friends at school. So we really need to be there as a big to step up and give him the support that he needs, and just provide him the confidence that we're going to get through this. Let's be honest, we would not exist if it were not for United Way. United Way plays a major role in the support of allowing bigs like Sammy and I to have a mentor opportunity with littles like Lucas.
they're a key aspect in the community to help make things successful. We can only do so much as individuals, but as a partnership, we're that much stronger.
First time I was able to see Sammy and Eric in person again was amazing and really happy too, because I really missed them a lot and I was really happy to see them again. The one thing that changed my life when I was matched with the Fisks was my confidence. It's grown stronger. My favorite memories with being with Eric and Sammy are mini golfing and going over to their house and having dinner with them, and going to Camp Onaway and the boat building and the fishing tournament.
Hello, Fox Cities. I'm Kim Underhill, Group President for Kimberly Clark North America, and pleased to be your co-chair again this year. This is an exciting time for us to kick off the United Way campaign, and it's really personal for all of us. And I'm excited because for me, it's really important. We have a great opportunity to give back to our community. So Arist, why do you live united?
Thanks, Kim. I live united because I love this community and I want what's best for this community. Our family uses services like Catalpa and the YMCA, and my hope is that those services and others are available for everybody who needs them. That's why I live united. Wendy, how about you?
Hey, Arist. Thanks for living united. Why I live united? When I was in school, my math teacher recognized that I was not bringing or eating lunch. And she sent a note home to my mom with a form that enabled my brother, sister, and I to participate in the free lunch program. And as I reflect on that experience over the years, it takes a village, and I recognize that when we live united, we're stronger together. Kim, back to you.
I just want to say a big thank you to all of you. I know it's going to be a different year this year, but we have a real opportunity to come together. So let's live united.
Welcome back, and wasn't that something else? I mean, each one of those partners has a unique way of contributing and impacting our community. Before I say a couple more words, I do want to pull out a couple more comments here because it just really speaks to the heart of what these agencies do. Here's one. I live united. I was able to help a single mom facing eviction. She had no money to pay rent. We called 211. I mean, that's the impact that we have. Got another one here. I live united for many reasons, one of which is the care shown to marginalized folks in our community, like those staying at the Pillars program. So again, I think it was great for you to see just but 4 agencies and how they make that unique impact. But one of the things that, as I was watching those videos and listening to what they had to say, was there was a common thread and connection point, and you heard words like collaboration and connection. And I jotted down a couple more comments here. It's like, makes you bigger than yourself. That's United Way. It's a collective unit that makes the fabric of our community stronger. Again, that's living united. And one of the other elements, as I was watching that Big Brothers and Big Sisters discussion, as I was watching that the big brother is actually the son of a colleague at mine at Miller Electric. And again, it just brings back together the connections that we have in this community and all of those coming together to make an impact and make a difference. So you saw 4 agencies, but United Way supports 100 different programs, agencies, initiatives. And so what we're going to do is give you a chance to see a few more of those agencies. And we're going to do that by taking a tour around the Fox Cities with a sweepstakes card that we have this year. And once again, thanks to Bergstrom Automotive, we have this sweepstakes car where a new donor for just $26 a year or 50 cents a week can get an entry and be eligible to win that car. So again, thank you to Bergstrom for the car. Thank you to you for your successful campaign that I know you just wrapped up. So let's go take a ride.
I'm Josh Kilgus. And I'm Benny Westgore, and we work at United Way Fox Cities.
At United Way Fox Cities, it's our job to collaborate with thousands of individuals and workplaces so that we can really make a difference in the lives of 1 in 3 people in the Fox Cities.
That's right. And did you know that with a $26 gift this year for new donors, you may qualify for this 2021 Chevy Trailblazer? That's just 50 cents a week. All sweepstakes details can be found at our website at unitedwayfoxcities.org, and entries need to be in by December 11th of 2020.
And you might be wondering, when you make that donation, where does my dollar go? Well, join Benny and I on a small tour so that we can show you where some of those dollars go to work.
Let's do it.
Harbor House, a place for survivors of abuse to find safe shelter and rebuild their lives.
Boys and Girls Clubs of Appleton, a place for youth to find friendship and support as they face the ups and downs of adolescence.
Pillars, a place that makes dreams a reality, from homelessness to coming home. That can happen with a gift of just $26.
Appleton Public Library, a place for early literacy skills to blossom. A gift of $52 gives 10 books to 2 children through Reach Out and Read program.
So are Fox Cities, a place for everyone, no matter their abilities, to belong.
NAMI Fox Valley, a place for families to connect to support they need as they cope with mental health struggles.
YMCA of the Fox Cities, Appleton, a place for little ones to learn and grow.
Boys and Girls Clubs of Menasha, a place for youth to thrive at safe, supported after-school programs.
Youth Go, a place for youth to build healthy, trusting relationships and self-esteem.
Friendship Place, a place for people to connect when they are struggling to face the next day.
YMCA of the Fox Cities, Neenah, a place for older adults to stay independent and active and strengthen social ties.
Boys and Girls Brigade, a place for youth to connect with caring adult mentors and become leaders of our community.
Reach, a place to begin healing from emotional, sexual, and physical abuse.
Your donation is at work at all of these places and throughout the entire community. So we hope that the next time you're out and about, you have a whole new perspective on what your gift can do. It can provide a roof over people's heads, it can provide a safe place for children to grow up, and provide hope and healing for everyone.
Thank you for doing your part to care for the Fox Cities. It's your generosity that makes this happen. When we're in it together, we're stronger than ever.
Wow, wasn't that awesome? You guys covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time there. I'd also like to offer my personal thanks to the Bergstrom team for an amazing opportunity to connect and also offer up for just $26. Folks can have an opportunity to be there. I also do want to shout out to the Image Studios team as well. I think this video may have come together in like less than 24 hours, so it just goes to show you how creativity can happen fast. But this is really in great support of making sure that our gifts go hard at work in the community. So now it is my pleasure to introduce Nicole Mertes, our Emerging Leaders Chair. So let's cut to her.
Thank you. I am Nicole Mertes, United Way Emerging Leaders Chair. I'm excited to be here and share my passion for emerging leaders and Forever United Network with you. Both are great ways to stay connected with United Way and our community. Emerging Leaders is recommended for those 40 or under, giving $500 or more to United Way each year. Since its inception in 2008, Emerging Leaders have invested over $6.2 million in the Fox Cities. We are nearly 1,000 members strong and represent 87 workplaces in the community. Beyond giving, Emerging Leaders host our signature Valentine's Family Festival, giving children and families a safe and fun-filled day of activities. We also host 2 Today's Emerging Leader, or TEL Talks, each year, inviting local leaders to speak about their path to leadership. And we host development opportunities each year focusing on professional and personal growth. Our next TEL Talk will feature Mike Kale, president of US Gain, a division of US Venture. We are looking forward to that already, so mark your calendars for Wednesday, October 21st, and stay tuned for information as the date gets closer. As young leaders emerge, the Forever United Network, or FUN for short, provides opportunities to stay connected to United Way. It's not only a great fit for former emerging leaders, but also for those that work remotely, have recently changed jobs, are out of the workplace, or retired. You can opt in by giving a gift of any amount each year and provide a non-work email address to stay connected. Staying connected and uniting in support of our community can be just what we need to get through the uncertainty of our day-to-day. No matter where we are, we can be stronger together. I'd like to welcome back someone who knows all about supporting our community. I'll turn it back to Dave Voss to speak to the role leadership giving plays at United Way.
Thank you, Nicole, and thank you all for joining us today. What a great day. Thanks for being with us. I want to take just a second and highlight a little bit about leadership giving. Now, leadership giving is a gift of $1,000 or more. Now, I know that's a lot of money. I get that. But I want you to know something. Last year, 1,400 people chose to give at least $20 a week to be a leadership giver. That's all it is. $20 a week, 52 weeks, do the math, okay? Leadership giving ensures sustainability for United Way, which we know is crucial this year, next year, and beyond. So, a lot of people say, Dave, why do you give? Why do you give to United Way? And I say to people, this is why. Remember how important it is. United Way is our path forward. Ladies and gentlemen, give until it feels really good. No, give until it maybe hurts a little bit, and then you're going to feel really great. As we close out this incredible kickoff today, I want to give a huge shout out to Image Studios for the incredible work on the production today and previous, and they just throw a great event and so many things they do in the community. Great, great company. Thanks too for Joy Reeder, good friend, and Amazing Events, the company she runs, for helping us imagine what is always possible, and we never think about it, and she brings that forward for us. A year ago, we were under the big tent at Myron's parking lot, dancing together, toes tapping, and just having warm hearts. This year, folks, it looks a little different, but I know you still have warm hearts. So let's go forward. Let's be ready to build a strong, more caring community. My friends back here, Becky and Kim, they're passionate. I'm passionate. Let's go do this. Fox Cities, let's do this together and do it united. Thanks, everybody. Let's do a big heart.
Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to live united. It is because of you that we're able to build a stronger, more caring community for everyone.
I Live United to empower our youth to grow, to learn, and to be actively involved in our wonderful community.
I'm Via Lauren Jones, and my family and I live united because this community has given us so many opportunities to thrive and grow that it's up to us to pay it forward to have others thrive and grow.
Hi, I'm Jim Kotek, President and CEO at Menasha Corporation. Why do I live united? Quite simply, because it's the right thing to do. Our communities need us, and it's an opportunity for us individually and together to make a difference. Live united.